Oi, you know what time it is? You're tuned in listening to Dry That Aussie Metal Guy. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his content when it drops. And remember, stay brutal, you mad dogs. Roof!
G'day, legends. How the bloody hell are you going? It's Dry That Aussie Metal Guy here with Crank.com and with that metalstation.com. So tonight, wherever you are in the world, it's a great pleasure that I'm getting to have a chat with Tim Scott of Methane, who are due to release their latest album, Kill It With Fire, January 27th. Tim, cheers for joining me, my friend.
Yeah, bro. Thanks, man.
No,
awesome being here, bro.
Yeah, absolute pleasure, man. Also, congratulations, 10 years of Methane as well. Officially now last year. He's kind of formed in 2012, so...
Right.
Shit, man.
Right? Time flies, man.
Time flies, man. For the uninitiated,
Right.
dude, can you tell us a little bit about the fucking brief history of Methane leading up to right now?
Brief. It's a long, twisted,
I know,
twisted
dude.
story, man.
We'll take the long one.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, we started in 2012. I had my little brother living here. Yeah, I'm from the States originally. Now I'm living in Sweden. My little brother and I, we started talking about starting a band, and he came out here and we started jamming and put together Methane, Since then we've had what I think we're on our seventh drummer.
Yeah.
It's really like, this is Spinal Tap, man.
Yeah, well, I had that marked in there as well, because we did talk about that in the interview. You're like, oh, we got a couple of drummers, one for live, one for studio. And then I noticed with this release, we have Jonathan Funden in there on drums as well. So,
right, a totally new one, man. Totally new one. We're protecting him. I've kind of been joking around, we got 24 hours surveillance on him. The Bigfoot doesn't come and snatch him up or something. These guys just disappear. I don't get it.
Yeah, but the lineup is kind of set now for, and it's come out good. This latest release is an absolute ripper. I do want to mention though, like I was listening to one of the DJs of the station the other week. He was playing one of the new tracks off the album on the show, and like a few people were like, he's like, oh, there's this new band from me called Methane out of Sweden. I'm thinking, dude, like, you've been around for 10 years as well, but you're not new in the music scene, not by a long shot, even though this is your first band you sang with. You were like with Revenant, and they were like an early death metal band back in 1988.
Yeah, bro. We were one of the original.
Yeah, bro.
We were one of the original Nuclear Blast bands, when
Yeah.
Nuclear Blast was like a little turd, a little underground label. Then after that, I went down to Florida and I played with Rob from Cannibal Corpse and Phil from Malevolent Creation and Hate Plow.
Exactly.
Did that for a while, and then I took a break, man, and got married and made kids and came out to Sweden.
Yeah, so how was that whole move for you? Like, initially coming over to Sweden, were you like, how was it all for you musically as a musician? Did you get over to Sweden and start feeling like, man, I feel like doing something here? Or...
It was really hard when my kids were small, I was just like a dad. I was just like a dad. I cut my hair and I was like, okay, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna get a job. Yeah. So I did that for a while, and it really does, it like eats you, man. It eats you. It's like, oh, I gotta play. So I started booking gigs here in a little tiny club. I live in a little tiny town here in Sweden. So once a month they let me start doing metal gigs, and they never had a hard rock club here or anything like that. I brought in Napalm Death and stuff like that as a promoter for a while. Then I started getting back into playing when I got more time and the kids got older. And
yeah, definitely. It's really great to see that you have come all this way. You know what I mean? As I was mentioning, like, being that this is your first band that you've actually sang in. And what I did want to get to that point about was that, what was it like for you standing up and going, look, man, this is my band. I want to do a band, but not only that, I want to move away from my death metal, what I've been doing for so bloody long. I want to go back to my old school thrash, some of the roots of my influences.
Yeah, I mean, my guitarist Jimmy also, he's been playing death metal his whole life too, and we love thrash, New York hardcore, stuff that you can mosh to, you want to bounce to, you know what I mean? And yeah, we were talking about it. We just want to get away from like standing there and counting and banging your head, and instead of jumping around and banging your head, and not needing to think about so much what we're playing, just going crazy, you know. And it's kind of the whole thing about it. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel, you know, make like crazy technical songs. We just want to play some good thrash, you know.
Yeah, exactly. And we were talking in the written interviews, album has been a long time coming, so it must be great for you to finally get this one out. I know back around the end of 2019, we were talking, you dropped a couple of the single off it. I think it was like Thin the Herd was when we talked last, and there was another one, Declare Chaos. It was like the two-sided, double-sided single. First you dropped them as singles, and you were talking around 2019 that, look, this is what we want to do. We want to get this album out. But I dare say fucking everything that happened around the time of the world slowed it all down, eh?
Yeah, and drummers.
Drummers
disappearing. You know, we had one drummer on Thin the Herd when we released it. Then we had another drummer on Declare Chaos. Now we have Jonathan who's done redone everything for the album.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, how long did it take him to go back through that and kind of pick it all up? And
yeah, he's good, man. He picked it up really, really well, you know. And then we wanted him to put his own style, his own touch to stuff, you know. And so yeah, it's been going good, man. We're already halfway through a next album, so
yeah. Well, that's what my next point I was going to mention after we get through a couple of tracks off of here. Can you tell me a little bit about the Shock and Awe track, man? Because that's one of the newer ones as well that's dropped.
Yeah, Shock and Awe. It was kind of fun, you know. We had like these riffs, and we needed a song on the album, and we were working on it, and it just like wasn't coming together. And then like the night before, it was Jimmy and Jonathan were sitting in our rehearsal studio here, and they just put it together like, finally, this is how it's going to be, you know. So the next day, went into the studio and recorded it.
Yeah. What's it like being recording? What's the recording studio like you're working at?
Oh, it's our buddy Jonas. Yeah, Cell Noise Studios. It's awesome, man. He built this. He had like this huge garage on his property, and he built everything from scratch. And it's like this beautiful professional studio. He just did a Demonacy album there. He's doing a lot of stuff there, man. And he's a great engineer, a great producer. So it's gonna go good for him.
Even though you're in a small area there, what's the scene like over in Sweden? You know, being an expat American coming over, expat American metalhead coming over, and now living in Sweden. What are some noticeable differences that you kind of notice?
Yeah, well, just all of Europe in general, like has a great metal scene, you know. Here in Sweden, everything's closed except for like all the bars and clubs are closed except for Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
Like in the States, you can play on a Wednesday or a Thursday. It's not a problem. People come. Here, everything's closed. It's just Friday and Saturday.
Oh, wow. So how's that
like
go for booking shows? Like, as you were a promoter, that must have made it a bit tricky for booking shows, trying to get in there, because everybody would be, I suppose, trying to kill it to get into those spots too.
Right. Yeah, it's just like those days. I had one day a month, so I had to just pick. But
so that does kind of make it a little bit hard for the live front for Methane as well, kind of booking shows too. But you did manage to get onto a big one last year. I noticed back around August, the Sabaton Open Air Fest.
Right. Yeah, that's like 15 minutes away from us. You know, we live in a little area, but a lot of metal metal over everywhere, man.
Yeah, that must make it really good for kind of working around there as well, being in a band too.
Yeah, that there's a lot of metal, yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot of bands.
Then it makes it tricky
bands, you know.
Then it makes it tricky.
Peter Takgren lives here.
Oh wow.
You know, there's a lot of musicians that are here, and then we go out and we play in Stockholm, which is like 2-3 hours away from us, or Gothenburg, which is 5-6 hours away. You know.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. And speaking of good musicians, you got CJ from Blood Feast appear on A Blood Red Sky. Tell us about that track, man.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. I've known those Blood Feast guys forever. We hooked up with them. We played in Brooklyn. I think it was like 2015 or something when Methane first started. we played a festival in Brooklyn in New York, and we were hanging out with them. We've been talking about doing gigs or like doing a little tour together forever, and nothing's come about. But I just called him. I was like, dude, do a solo for us. He's like, all right. CJ owns his own studio, so he just like sat down and did a solo, ripped one out and sent it over. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's a really killer track. I've been rocking out to that, as I have been the whole bloody album, man. Tell us about the next track following on from that, Down in the Gutter, because I know this is one you did want to get out ages ago as well, so you must be rapt to kind of get that out.
Yeah, man. Yeah. It's probably the first one we wrote after Devil's Own album.
Yeah.
We recorded a video, but the video was like we were going to release it as a single before, but it just wasn't holding water, so we decided to can the idea.
Yeah, don't worry about my video. It's having a kind of a bit of a bloody moment. It's canning itself at the moment. Who done your cover art on this one? The cover art looks sick on this. Yeah, man.
Yeah. Eka Saputra is from Indonesia.
Yep.
It's over in your neck of the woods.
Yeah, man. Yeah, there's some good artists out of Indonesia, I can tell you.
Yeah,
that.
Totally.
Yeah, dude.
Totally. He's done all the work. He's done Thin the Herd. He did Declare Chaos, and he did the album cover.
Yeah, I got a tattoo while I was over in Indonesia last, man. They're bloody unreal over there. Even the tattoo artists are just fucking amazing. Yeah, dude. Came out really fucking cool. Got like a traditional Balinese design. Those just look unreal, man.
Cool, man. Cool.
Yeah, talking as you alluded there, Tim, you're working towards the next album. I know this stuff is something that you've wanted to get out for quite a while, so it must be great to kind of get it out, have the drummers set. Are you going to get back in the studio and kind of start recording now before touch wood?
Yeah.
Jonathan, we're going to wrap him in plaster or something, dude.
Totally. We're gonna like chain him to his drum stool.
Bust out about 10 albums before you can go anywhere. You're just in this recording studio, mate.
Yeah, I mean, we're really pumped. We're excited. We got this out, and we just want to put something out quick. We want to put out another album or an EP. I don't know. We haven't really decided what it's going to be yet. But we have songs. We even played one of the songs live, a whole totally new song. We played it live in December just to try it out.
Yeah, nice.
So,
had to go down good.
Yeah. It's a stomper, man.
So. Yeah, it must be fun to finally play those tracks like that. You know what I mean? Ones that you've been holding on to and just wanting to fucking release. So.
Yeah. I mean, we live to play live, man. That's the best part of this, is going out and meeting people and playing.
And playing live as well is also good too, because you get that support from people who haven't seen you as well. You know what I mean? You're able to buy, come over and they buy some merch, and they're like, man, I really dug that show. And you kind of make a fan and also a friend for life after doing these ones too.
Yeah, man. We made a lot of friends. It's awesome. Every time you're out and playing and meeting people and drinking a beer and bullshit. And it's awesome. It's the best part of this.
While we've still got connection there, Tim, we are both on different sides of the world, which is pretty cool. You're in Sweden, I'm of course in Australia. There's pre-orders up for this, up on Bandcamp, I believe, is the best place that you can get the pre-orders. I noticed some vinyls, shirts, and
right. We decided to do this totally independent. We didn't want any record companies involved with it, because they just want to put up your music on Spotify and take the money. It's like the thing they do, So we're doing the Bandcamp with all our merch. You just go in on Bandcamp and decide what you want. Buy it.
Yeah, I like
buy a lot of it.
I like Bandcamp too. Spotify, it does fucking shit me at times. It kind of goes for the singles and kind of the artists. The one thing I hate is the artists aren't getting paid. It's about support, you know what I mean? And people go, my Spotify playlist this, my Spotify playlist this. And yes, go over to Spotify, you can listen to some music stream, but if you like it, go buy it. The artists deserve to get fucking paid, you know what I mean? Not the execs sitting up in their little fucking corporate towers making money off of artists' backs.
Yeah, dude. I mean, we pay for all this stuff ourselves, all the recording, all the merch. We have to buy it all.
Yeah.
And it's awesome when somebody buys it. We really appreciate it for anything, buy a sticker, a patch, whatever. it really helps us out a lot.
Yeah, support is everything.
Towards the next recording, you know.
That's what I was about to say. Support is everything, because it always goes in towards the next recording. Bands like yourself, it's not like you're making fucking loads of money out of this. A lot of the time you're putting in your own money back into this because it's something you want to do anyway. And if you don't make any money, as long as it's reached someone. But it's also good to be able to pay for the next album and, you know what I mean, another guitar or whatever.
That's kind of dreaming about getting so much to get a new guitar. But...
Yeah, I know. Have you still got you still got the same bass, the Ibanez?
Yeah, man. I got my original bass from 1983. I bought it. Was my first bass I bought when I was a little kid. Man, I still use that shit. Still banging her.
That is so fucking cool, man. I remember reading that in the last one when I got it back, and I'm like, dude, that is absolutely dope, because I've asked a lot of people about their bass guitars and the instruments they use, and it's just really cool to see you still rocking that same one, and it's got a great fucking sound on it as well too.
Yeah, it rules. I don't know how it's survived 40 years, you know, but it does. It's nice.
Yeah, cool, man. So what's next for Methane, dude? What do you got next planned for 2023, my friend?
Yeah, we have a little mini tour here in Sweden with Nervosa in April.
Dude, Nervosa are cool as fuck, man.
Yeah, you know, Sweden, it's gonna be a weekend thing. But yeah, we've got some more stuff lined up in the fall. We're still trying to get some good support slots. Hopefully we'll be on some more festivals this summer. You know, Europe is huge with festivals. So we got lots of bands from all over the world touring around and playing festivals on the weekends, and so there'll be some opportunities for us. We're working on.
Yeah, awesome, Tim. This has been an absolute pleasure, my friend. Everybody grab Methane's latest album, Kill It With Fire. You can put in pre-orders for it over in Bandcamp, and I know there's lots of metalheads like myself that love vinyls and still a big fan of CDs and everything like that. So it's really, get along there, pre-order, and get those killer fucking
appreciate
copies,
it if you
man.
do it.
Yeah, any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add in there?
Just want to thank you, bro, for supporting us all over all these years, man. It's really awesome to talk to you and see you live.
Yeah, finally, see you live, man. Cool. It's an absolute pleasure, man. Crank it up, Methane. Cheers, mate.
Cheers.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai That Aussie Metal Guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.